You know what I wanted to touch on a little bit too. I wanted to touch on, and especially since I think old boy Whack 100 got socked up allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I
got knocked the fuck out
for woofing his shit, and then somebody finally caught up to the guy. And his thing was, he said that that Nipsey Hussle was not a legend.
Well, he's a legend, all right.
I think he's a legend.
He's a legend.
I never heard about him.
Listen, we should tell that guy, go over there to fucking 60s neighborhood and say he's not a legend, that he ain't shit. You're gonna get fucked up. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, but I'm just talking in general. To me, the guy in LA, at least Southern California, California, he's a legend. First off, he was just a hood legend, just from what he did, how he did it, and how he fucking got his neighborhood fucking. He was literally one of the few guys that was actually putting his money where his mouth was, and he was putting his money on his block, homie.
In his community, as we all should that have money.
Like I heard of him originally. I think it was from Rooster. I think it was that one he did with Snoop Dogg. What the call you? Where you from?
What the call you? Where you from?
That's just banging. So, and I'll show it to you, and you might actually like it. But the thing was, you weren't really a '90s rapper guy. It's okay, sonny. You're a little older. We get it, homie.
Put some Ice Cube in this guy.
Not even Ice Cube.
Really?
The reglas, fool. You can't listen to that shit. That's some fucked up shit. That's
I would have rebelled back then. I would have rebelled.
Yeah, that's what you say now. But yeah,
I never heard of Nipsey Hussle until
Nipsey Hussle, not
Nipsey Hussle until he got smoked. Yeah, I never heard about it.
And there's a lot of people, and that's why that.
My wife either. My wife was like, "Who's that?"
Shit, I listened to all his music from Volume 1 all the way down to.
Actually, my daughter. I don't think my daughter even knew who it was until he got killed.
It was some real gangster shit.
My daughter's not no hardcore rap.
But his shit. You feel that shit.
No. He put his soul into it.
Yeah, you.
Like I say, he could even he went from like. His rap, if you ever listen to his albums, anybody out there that listens to his albums knows from Volume 1 all the way to Victor Rap, his raps changed. They went from like some shit we could throw on. I'm gonna go put a work in. That shit bumps to like, hey, makes you think. He starts throwing knowledge out there. He starts throwing these gems, these jewels out here. We're like, hey, boom, like
he started educating these fools.
And I think he was one of the first persons actually to like say, fuck the industry. I'm making my own industry, making my own label. I'm producing my own shit. I'm marketing my own shit. And guess what? You ain't getting a cut of nothing because this is all me.
Let me show you.
He's one of the first persons to do this.
And that fool Whack was talking shit because he was saying that he didn't sell this, he didn't sell that. So who gives a fuck, dude? He was his own fucking label. He didn't need to fucking do all these concerts. And that guy, look at the funeral he had out here in LA. If you can't say he's a legend with that, if that fucking guy is not a fucking legend with that fucking funeral, who the fuck is?
Look at his neighborhood as far as like when this went down. Look at his shop, dude. All these gang members that didn't get along in South Central, the 8 Trace, the 6 O's came up together.
Yeah.
Come on now, and we all know, like, it's been in the system. Those guys hate each other.
But I think it's also gone to the point where guys Sonny's age from those neighborhoods have kind of figured out that, dude, we're gonna fight each other for all this time and not making that money. What this guy did, which was so great, I'm sure you saw it in the news. He literally bought that
shopping center,
that little small shopping center in his block, and he was trying to educate people on how to get your money, how to spend it wisely, how to invest it, how to do this and that. Because if you think about it. I was watching a Kev Mac video last week. I'm not sure who he was interviewing. It was 2 brothers, and there was one neighborhood, and they were talking about how it flipped, like from I think it used to be like 80% African American, now it's like 80% fucking raza, and they were like, well, how did you guys end up like getting kicked out? And the most part was that their grandparents owned the properties. When their aunts or some of them got the properties, they didn't know anything about finances. They didn't know anything about property taxes. They didn't know how to handle a mortgage or this or that.
So they lost it.
So they lost the homes. They lost the homes that they had, and they probably bought. The grandparents went in there, bought these places for like $30,000. But at the time the 80s kicked in and the 90s kicked in,
that's when the value went up. Huh?
No, but these people owned those homes already, dude. And then a lot of these kids came in there, got them, and just started losing them little by little. And now those homes are worth $600,000, $700,000, dude.
Oh, they got some nice houses.
Yeah, and if only
I wouldn't want to live out there.
And if only they would have been educated, But fucking Nipsey could have easily said, fuck the hood, fool. I'm going to go open up some shit in fucking Melrose, brother.
And his Hollywood Hills and just kick my ass up there.
And his shit would have been popping. His shit would have been popping up there, fool.
Maybe if you did that, he'd still be alive.
Yeah, and that's no.
But the thing is, it wasn't about that.
That's the unfortunate thing. That is the unfortunate thing. And I know what you mean.
Because he got killed in his own neighborhood, in his own area.
Yeah, he
doing something he supposedly. Because I do know a little bit after he died, but
right.
That was money he invested in that store or whatever. He was right in front of it, and that's where he got killed. If he had taken it out, maybe he would still be alive.
If it went down the same way that they say, he just shouldn't have been in that position. He should. I mean,
should have had somebody with them.
Yeah. That
his brother said. His brother even said, if I was with them, I would have shot back.
Yeah.
That guy would have never turned him back around and shot him. But
I think, and it's not his fault. But the only thing that was he was kind of got mixed into that hood kind of politic and.
One foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, it went bad. He should. I mean,
well, a lot of people don't understand that. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're gonna get you in trouble every time.
No, but the thing is, he never claimed to be a rapper. He never claimed to be this. He never claimed to be that. This whole time, he was hustling. He considered that his hustle.
No,
because if you look at the interview, everybody's seen this interview.
Right.
The interview where the paparazzi rolls up on him, and what's he do? Fucking goes nuts on him. Like, fuck that. You ain't recording me. You don't just run. He tells him, before I'm on your fucking level, as far as what you guys do, I'm a 6-0 Crip. I'm from 60 Crip.
Yeah, but...
so you don't run up on a man like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so his mentality was always, I'm fucking 6-0. I'm not on this stage. I'm not an actor. I'm not just an artist. You know what I mean?
Well, he should have been strapped up, dog.
But then if that is the case, I don't know, I haven't seen it, then that's what happens.
He should have been strapped up then if that's what he did.
Happens to 6-0 Crips, to 8 Trace, from Hollywood Boys, from Elmwood Street, to Pacas, to whatever. That's what happens to gang members, homie.
Como dicen en español, like they say in Spanish. Cuando te toca, aunque te pongas.
No, pero no, si te pones güey, te va a tocar más rápido, güey. No mames. Nah, homie. You can't be both like that because eventually it's going to come, dude. And people, especially when you're in that high stand, these motherfuckers looking for a reason. Because they're hating on you so much. Yeah, because they're hating on you so much already.
Yeah, but look at that guy's family, dude. That guy, fucking whoever killed this guy,
but
smoking all of them.
Yeah, but...
So you're going to tell me he's not a hood legend? People are doing that.
Oh, no.
Come on now.
The hood legend shit...
People love that guy, dude.
Off the back, homie, abso-fucking-lutely, homie. And they love him as they should because the guy was a great guy. Let me tell you, you need to go back and look at one of Alonzo's original interview with him about 10 years ago.
Yes, I've seen it when he's in the blue with the S hat. Yes. He's a fuck jewelry, fuck this. I'm buying real estate.
He looks like Snoop. He looks like a young Snoop.
I think they wanted. I think the Snoop Dogg in the NWA movie, they wanted him to play.
Yeah, they did. He would have been great.
Yeah, he would have been great. To portray him.
That guy, and that's what. I used to listen to all his music, not all of it, but most of it, because these guys. And then after he passed away, I started looking at his fucking his old interviews. That's why I ran into that one with Alonzo. I was like, fuck, this kid was so fucking.
He was ahead of our time. Yes,
he was so ahead of his time. Yes. He had the thing, but the thing was, he was like a lot of guys who are smart, who can do shit, who can run business. He couldn't let go of the hood.
But that was his hood.
Yeah. But you can still love the hood, be from the hood, get back to the hood. Some fool rolls up on me talking about fucking woo. Well, they're over there somewhere. I mean, I
don't think that's how that happened. But.
No, I know, but that's like me going to the liquor store and I heard something about the homie try to jam this fool up like if I'm with the business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
No, homie, that ain't my business. I'm above that level. And that's where he was. He was way above that level, brother.
Yeah, dog. Everybody gets in trouble when they try to play both sides.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't play both sides.
You get caught in the middle.
If you're a millionaire and you're still trying to be a gangster, the whole thing, the gangs was because we're poor. We come from a fucking impoverished area, no school.
You got nothing to lose.
I think. Well, I think we should hold the conversation for the next one.
What's that?
Why gangs are formed? Why gangs are here?
I'm up for that.
That should be our next one.
What do you think, Sonny? Well, Sonny was there when they began.
There you go.
I want to say Sonny was there when Adam and Eve took the apple. Sonny was in the back.
Why you got to bullshit, homie? Check it out, dog. I was around when they invented water. All right?
Shit.
There you go.
When water first came onto the scene, I was there, homie.
There you go, brother. There you go.
The fuck?
That wet?
Water.
Shit.
Back in the day.
Sonny's a fucking...
Triple OG, huh?
Yeah, Sonny's a triple OG. Sonny's a straight fucking early 80s banger, homeboy.
Man, fucking hate you guys.
Late 70s, early 80s?
No, late 70s.
They said late 70s.
Let's throw him way back there.
I seen it back in the 70s.
Ah, shit. Hey, Sonny, so... Let me ask you something, because I saw some people make a comment about this, about you guys... When you guys were formed and all that you guys weren't claiming the Valle, you guys were fucking claiming Nella. What's the whole thing behind it? Just a little history, something.
Okay, what a lot of people don't know is there was a lot of there was a lot of Nella in the city of Burbank when we were coming up.
And for people to know,
and before that, a lot of people didn't know that.
Northeast LA.
Northeast LA. There was a lot of dudes from Avenues, Frogtown, Tunerville, Cypress Park. All those neighborhoods were in Burbank a lot.
All right.
So this is back when.
This is because you guys are like right there, right? Because you guys are like.
We're very close to Northeast LA. So when I was in the system, we had heard Nella and the Valle. We claim the Valle because we're from the Valle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I told you, I grew up in Los, so I was down with it. But my homeboys grew up in the Valle, and I'm from the Valle, though. I'm gonna rep it to the fullest, at least back in then. This is basically when I hit the joint, people were like, "Hey, you want to claim Nella?" Like, they wanted to put us under the wing.
All right.
Because they seen we weren't getting the respect that we should have got. Because the Valle, believe it or not, okay, it's like this.
Yeah, we didn't like you guys.
Yeah, obviously. Just like this with the gang injunction, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the gang injunction. We're the first one in LA County. We're the first one in the Valle.
Right.
To get it.
Right.
When he talked to the guys from Blythe.
Yeah.
On one of your comments, he was saying
they believe.
We're the first ones in LA County. No, okay, you proved them wrong. Then he said, "Yeah, but we're the first ones in the Valley." No, you're wrong. You're the first ones in the city of LA.
LA City. Yeah.
LA City, the city.
Oh, is that what it was?
No, because what?
But it's like the Valle. Some of the Valle still doesn't see us as part of the Valley.
Fuck no! I think Glendale, all the way to Glendale's the Valley, right?
No,
right.
They do.
But some of like if I run across guys from the Valle, they're another Vallero, okay. But if they ain't around me or they're just woofing on the internet, you ain't from the Valley.
I say he's from Burbank.
You ain't from the Valle.
What is Burbank? Burbank say what?
Burbank say what?
But that's the way they treat us. The guys from Nella, they're actually pretty small.
But that was the old guard. That was the old guard. That's what I would say. The young guys now, they're gonna say that's the vibe.
And then to top it off, when they changed 818, they made 818.
Right.
Burbank was still 213 for a minute.
What?
Really? I never knew that. Yeah, I never knew that.
Because it was all 213, and then when they changed to 818, it went all the way to Burbank, and then it's 213, and then the Valle was 818.
Of course. Yeah.
So them guys from Nella considered us part of their area, especially because they ran in there.
I never knew that.
That's why they ran it. And then they ran in our area.
I never
what I mean?
That.
All day long, you would see, like Emilio Rivera. You see that fool go down Omar all the time.
Put him on the list, fool.
You know what I mean?
He needs to come on board, fool. Emilio Rivera, you on the list, homeboy. You need to come through.
Frogtown, right?
Frogtown.
Yeah, it was from Frogtown, dude. All those guys from Frogtown used to be on the little street called Omar.
I don't know who Emilio Rivera is. Is the guy from Sons of Anarchy or
what's the other
Mayans.
A lot of movies.
Mayans, there you go.
But Omar's a little dead end street next to the LA riverbed.
Right.
And all the dudes from Frogtown were in there. They would always be in there. In fact, one of them got killed on that street in Burbank. And that was a Nella thing, though. That was all Nella. Had Cypress Park, Avenues, all those gangs were in
Burbank. In reality, you're like, especially back then, it wasn't even that much traffic. It was fucking so quick. You're literally, a 10-minute drive, maybe?
5.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Literally 5-minute drive.
Once you pass Glendale, you're there.
Yeah, all you're hopping is the 134 and passing Griffith Park, and as soon as you pass Griffith Park, bam.
So you figure Western and the next exit is actually...
That's actually right, because Western's right there. You make it right, you're in Hollywood, homeboy.
Yeah. I'm telling you. It's a hump and a bump away.
Hey, some guy was saying that he wanted us to talk a little bit about Hollywood back in the days, homie. This guy, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, never got a taste of it. How fucking I always laugh when people say, fool, you're going Hollywood. You're going Hollywood. Like shit like that. And people believe, especially around the country, that Hollywood, maybe today it is, but back then, Hollywood was probably on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was probably the most dangerous place to be in LA.
Packed. Everybody's cruising.
Man, I mean, you had every hood. You would even make fucking little meetings. Like, we're heading to Hollywood, and you just see the fucking block just clack, 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 a bunch of cars. I'm not saying everybody had that Lolo. No, A couple homies had the nice little rides. A couple guys just they're in their Honda, whatever the fuck, dude. We're just gonna get in there with a cut.
We're moving.
Yeah, we're moving, and you're going 10, 12, maybe 20 carloads deep, dude, and you're not the only one.
Exactly.
These motherfuckers, every other neighborhood's going over there, and they're just making a little thing, and as you're cruising, you're fighting, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right away. You're just tripping on fools. Hey, let's see. Look at the fools that stop at In and Out. Roll up on these fools.
Yeah.
You know, they're at the gas station or whatever.
You just hear some clack, 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 and fucking go, and then the cops fucking come, and then maybe a fucking little bit of that was some madness for regular people, for the community, for people who are trying to have a good time, homie.
Oh yeah, Hollywood was a shit back in the day. You know, you're going to meet bitches. But half the time we wouldn't even meet bitches. We'd be like, hey, let's go gangbang.
Well, yeah,
fuck the bitches. We'll catch the bitches on the way back.
That was the gangbang mentality. You were going
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna.
See, that's what I went for. I didn't go over the business. I'm like, I'm going to gangbang.
Yeah, some fools are gonna go with some broads. Some fools are gonna do this. But some fools are going to banging. That's the ones we're fucking it up.
See, that's where I actually met my wife though, in Hollywood.
In Hollywood.
I met her in Hollywood.
Tell me the glamorous story.
Jack in the Box where I got shot.
Oh fuck! Hey, this was in their Jack in the Box.
I know exactly which one it is too.
No homo flower.
I know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
I actually met her friend, and her friend was fine. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" She was like,
Hey, hold
follow
on,
us.
son. Don't say anything that we are being recorded. We are being recorded.
No, so she goes, follow us. So she jumps in the car.
Right.
Me and my homeboy start following her, and my homeboy said, "What you gonna get with that hyena?" Hell yeah, I'm gonna scam with that hyena. That's what we used to say. Scam. So
That's right, homie.
they were driving around long too much. We told them, "Hey, either pull over or we're gone." Well, they pulled over, and my wife was driving the car. She got off the car. She sat on the hood, and I was like, "Hey, homie, you can hit the other hyena. I'm gonna get this one." And I just rushed my hyena.
Your wife
of 31 years now.
That's right.
But I got at her, and first she was playing a little hard to get. She was flirty, but she was being a little hard to get.
How'd you break the ice, man? What'd you say?
What year?
This was 1987, I think. I took her ring, her class ring, off her rearview mirror.
Oh, you're trying to jack her.
I told her, "Hey, you can have it back if you give me your number, give me a couple days to talk to you, and if you don't want to go out with me, then I'll give you a ring and you can shake the spot."
So you bullied her.
Yeah. And at first I took her
gave
car.
her the ultimatum.
Yeah. I told her jump in the car. I'm taking it. So she jumped in the car because she didn't want to lose her car because I wanted to get her a loan half-ass a loan. And that's it. I just fucking worked it. Hey, you know what?
You're mine.
That's right.
And it was funny because I was going out with a bunch of different girls at the time.
Right.
And I used to tell them all, "Hey,
That shit on private or airplane mode, homeboy.
I used to tell them
It's
all
your
the
guy,
time.
carnal. It's your fucking guy.
I would tell them all the time, when I'm ready to settle down, I'll let you know." So all these girls didn't know. They know I was going out with those girls. It was like, so when I met her that night, I told her, "Hey, I told the other girls, hey, I'm done. I found someone I met." "Well, you said you were ready to settle down." "Yeah, I never said I was going to settle down with your dumb ass." So I put all my effort into going out with my wife, and she ended up going out with me.
Good choice.
It's the best
30 years later, you're here. Good choice.
It's the best thing that ever happened to you.
Oh, yeah. She gave me 2 beautiful kids,
Yeah,
a grandchild. She's,
About 100 white hairs.
all those hairs are from her.
Calacanas.
No, but yeah, it was.
Dye him,
As soon
carnal.
as I
Why don't
hit
you
her-
dye that shit? Make it look like some
Nah, man,
Nah, boy.
that's wisdom, dog. That's wisdom.
Yeah.
No, but you know what, dog?
You look like this fool with the black hair.
I've done a lot of things
Just for men.
I from her that I would have never done. I've learned a lot of things. I've been in a lot of places that I would have never done, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. Because I got busted.
Women are
she held me down.
Yes.
Now I don't know what she did when I was busted. I don't really care because
All that matters is that she was there for you, fool.
Yeah, she was there. She sent me packages. She sent me fatty.
Even the letter sometimes.
Yeah, send me letters. Shit helps, dog. It makes me do it. And, we've gone places, too. She took me sailing, dog. I never thought I would want to go sailing. We went sailing, chasing dolphins.
That's right.
Did you catch any?
I mean? Huh?
Did you catch any?
Fuck, no.
I tried to.
He was like the God guy with the fucking thing going.
What's that guy's name? Aquaman?
Yeah. That's the original
We've been to
Aquaman.
Catalina Island. We've been to Vegas. We've We've been to quite a few places, and not far. But there were things that I would never have done.
Yeah, of course.
It was never.
You're enjoying and
I
Like
learned
you say, you stepped outside your boundary. That's
Right.
what it was. You
See,
stepped outside of your bubble.
with her it was like I learned to meet people and talk to people.
To live, homeboy.
Because back then when I met her, I didn't talk to anybody else in my neighborhood.
Straight antisocial?
Yeah. You know, if you weren't from my neighborhood,
Yeah,
I
if
wasn't
you were from
fucking
the
with
hood,
you.
homie,
I
you're
wasn't
from the
fucking
hood.
with you.
Yeah.
I was just straight up. That's the way I was, and you know, hood rats, whatever.
It's all about the hood, homeboy.
Yeah,
Back then,
it
it's
was
all
all
about
about
the
the
hood.
hood.
Yeah, I get that.
When I got with her, you know, we used to go places, do things, and I could be me. You know, enjoyed myself with her. And 31 years later, you know, we're together, still doing our thing, and everything's cool.
When
That's awesome, dude. Awesome.
I met my homeboy Rooster. It's gonna be about 5 years, huh, Roo?
Yeah, this year coming up. 5 years, homie.
I met about 5 years ago through my homeboy Spanky, and him for a minute. He was going through like it's all about my hood phase too, dude. And it's kind of great to see this guy now. Works fucking every day. Got his old lady, got his kid, got his own place, doing his fucking thing and living life, homeboy. And I'd like to ask you, Ru, how was it before, as far as when your mind was just all about the hood, and how hard was it to kind of separate yourself from the neighborhood, as far as that life?
Fuck, I don't know. It's just real hard, dude. It's just like, how do you say? It's like you're going full blast. Say you're driving. It's like you're driving on this freeway, and it's like, what exit do you take? You know, like what fucking exit do you take? You know, this freeway. At the end of this freeway, you know where it's going. Is it going to jail? Or you're gonna die.
Yeah, man.
There's no other way this freeway's going. You know, and it's like, it just like how you say, just being around homies and seeing how things work. And being on top of your game, being smarter than what it is, and knowing what the fuck you're doing, you know. And it just came to a point like, yeah, it's all about the hood. It's all about the hood. But guess what? At one point where the hood ain't about you no more. Yeah. The hood's trying to fuck you up because you're the one putting in that work. Yeah. You're the one smashing all these fools. Yeah. You're the one trying to pump all these fools up. And at the end of the day, they try to fuck you up. So yeah, it came to a point where like I remember, I don't know if you remember that conversation we had that one day at Selma.
Yeah.
I told you, you know what, you're gonna give me a ride home today, and you're like, what the fuck, like. Go with the homies. Like, why you want to ride for me? And I told you, I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to go to jail. I'm through with this shit.
They made the decision, yeah.
And you're like, what? All right, get in. And we have a conversation about this. And it was just like,
and within 6
I got fed up as far as fucking always being the same person, always getting beat up. You're being a bully. You're doing this. You're doing that. And then I think about it, like, I ate this what the hood's about.
You know what he caught? And we all caught it. He caught the gangbanger blues, homeboy. You're the one putting all this fucking work. You're the one about the fucking business in the hood. You're banging, then you start noticing, wait a minute, dude.
Not everybody's banging on my level.
No. The majority of these fools ain't about that. But when you were young, they kind of sit there and you thought, oh, these fools are about that. I'm going to be about that. And once you press that gas, you're like, let's do this.
Yes. People put the brakes.
They put the brakes.
Yes.
I was telling you about that, having that 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And hold on real quick. And yeah, dude, that's how that came about, dude. And this is like, yeah, like I told you before, sometimes people just need a little guidance, a little push. Like, hey, dude, take this exit. This exit makes a right, and you go down that way. Guess what? That road's longer than this road.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? This guy did to me, and I'm thankful for him. I thank him a lot, and I fucking love him for that shit. And that's here I am now, dude. 5 years later, brother. I work. I fucking could do basically anything that comes in construction, thanks to this guy, because he taught me most of everything I know. And here I am pushing forward,
but
dude.
Before that, you pulled about 5?
Before that, I did 3 years that I beat an attempted murder. And I went back for another attempted murder that I beat. So in total, I did 7 years straight. From 2008 all the way to 2015, dude.
See, when I had gotten with my wife,
right.
I was still going back to the neighborhood. I'd
go
banging, drop her off, and she had a 12 o'clock midnight curfew.
Okay.
So as soon as midnight, it sounded cracking after midnight. Let's go. So, we drive around, go do our thing. My thing was, I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's why I know about that shit. I had 1 foot in and it was still 1 foot out.
Yeah. It's just, you can't just like, it want to let go, but it's just that little like thing just like, okay. It's like something pushing your shirt. Okay. And just go back to it.
Yeah, and that was my, that was kind of like my safe zone.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every time I got an argument with her, I'm going back to the neighborhood.
It's not even a safe zone. It's just, I don't give a fuck. And it's easier to fuck up to do good.
Yes, it's easier to say, I don't give a fuck. But then when you're in that cell, like,
I give a fuck.
But like I told you, the last few years is
Yeah.
I've actually listened to some of the things she said, and one of them was always do the right thing, it'll get easier. Do the right thing, it'll get easier. Stop doing this. Stop thinking like this.
But the thing is,
And
it
it
gets
does.
harder before it gets easier.
Yeah, it's very hard in the beginning.
'Cause you gotta swallow
But
that pride, homeboy.
it does get easier. Because now it's like, I got a couple bucks in my pocket. I can walk down the street, I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I got nothing to hide from my past. You know what I mean? As far as homies ain't tripping on me.
No, but with us, and I say us, I say bangers, homie. Guys who are gangbangers, it's us who are our own worst enemy. Nobody's there pushing you to do shit no more.
Oh, no, we do it ourselves.
Yeah,
We're the ones who criticize stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like a punk.
We create.
But in reality, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
We
you know?
created this fucking old world in our head. Fuck that, I ain't no punk. Fuck that, I ain't gonna just fuck it over. And fuck that, fuck this hood, fuck that hood, and you're banging. And you're in that fucking vicious cycle.
And then when you say fuck this hood, fuck that hood, guess what? You're gonna be in a joint. Something pops up, we're all jumping.
That
Doesn't matter what
motherfucker,
fucking
you have
hood
to
you're from,
count
we're all
that motherfucker
jumping.
to back you up.
Yeah.
We're all
You have to
jumping,
count
dude.
on them to back
You know,
you
it's
up.
like-
Your own worst enemy is gonna be your homie.
I've had plenty of cellies that supposedly were my enemies on the street, and then at the end of the day, we get along great.
Right?
We get along great because
Yeah.
we both have more in common than we have different.
Yes, brother. Yes.
You know what I'm
homie.
saying?
Yes, brother.
And it's
Yes.
like, yeah, I mean, maybe it was the penitentiary that maybe changed my mind. I don't know, but
No, it was just.
I think it was just life, dude.
Yeah,
At the end of the
life,
day,
yeah, the life
caught up to me.
experience.
My son was about to be born.
I was telling him the day I got out, I went back to the neighborhood. Oh, fuck. The day I got out, I was in my neighborhood.
How'd that work out for you?
Posted. No, some shit jumped off. And
And they called you a grandpa.
yeah, my fucking young homie called me grandpa, and I was like, okay,
I ain't taking
yeah, I ain't coming back around here no more.
See,
I'm still good. I'll still clean. You know what I mean? But I wasn't gonna
a
go
lot
back
of
no
guys
more.
caught like long rides. I would catch 2 years. I'm back in the hood banging. Back in YA, 2 years. I'm back. So I caught 3 different cycles of this shit. And at the end, I was like, wait a minute, fool. I'm one of the only motherfuckers going in and out. These other fools are staying out here. And I'm out here putting on this work. Like, nah.
Yes.
And what do you got to show for it? You got your rep. That don't pay your bills. That don't pay your fucking car note.
You got your CDC number.
yeah, that's it, homie. But back then, let me ask you. When you first went, and I'm not talking about any kind of game or anything. Before you went to prison, you were a young guy. You thinking prison? I'm gonna get there.
Oh yes. It's like how you say, fuck. I didn't go to YA. I got busted for this robbery. I didn't go to YA, right? So they sent me to a VAP program, what they used to call Violence Alternative Program.
Okay.
The VAP program. It's a fucking book you do. I was up in Challenger, Camp Smith, but then it became like people weren't sending people to YA anymore. Now you go to camp. You go to do this VAP program. This violent. Fuck no. Now when I was there, like fuck, YA supposedly was the camp now. So it's like you're sitting in YA.
they
People
got
are getting
shut
fucked
down.
up,
Yeah.
not doing all this shit, and it's like, I don't know, like.
But then when you went to when you were in those when you're like in those camp programs, what's the young guy's mentality as far as prison? They think
yes,
it's
they used to
promised
take.
land.
Listen, the staff that I remember, because everywhere I went to, I always managed to become a leadership, either RL, whatever. I was always managed to fucking work myself up because I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna be the peasant. Like I'm gonna fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And they used to be like, oh, you go to county jail. They're gonna rape you. Go to the prison. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do
that's
that.
kinda scary,
And in
yeah.
our brains was like, fuck that. I'm trying to go. That's where the homies are.
I'm
I'm
trying to
kick
be
it.
about that,
You know?
homie.
So when the first time I hit county jail, it's like, wait a minute. It's just nothing like they say it would be. Like, you know?
Well, I think the biggest problem is like I actually got a job offer a few years back about being a gang counselor.
Okay.
And my thing was like, I wasn't ready to get along with you guys.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, my thing was if they tell me he's from North Hollywood, I'm gonna rush him.
Yeah, you're like a,
You know what I mean?
Really?
I had that mentality still. Okay, but going back to thinking about that stuff, they would tell you, "Oh, you need a social
A
degrees.
degree. Yeah,
you
yeah.
need degrees." And I was like, "What better degree am I? You know,
I have
I know
actually the
what's
street
happening."
degree. I have the street degree.
But I understand a lot of these youngsters. I remember when I was young, and they used to tell me stuff like that. Oh, they're gonna rape you. They're gonna do this. You know in your head that ain't gonna happen. You know that they're just BSing.
no,
Yes, to scare
They
you.
don't give you
It's a scare
enough
tactic.
credit. They don't give you enough credit to know that
No.
what's really happening.
And then
You
what
know what I
really,
mean?
you want to tell you what really happened to me? I get to the county jail. I meet like 10, 20 different fools I was with. Everybody knows me.
But
Yeah.
by that time, the powers that been had pretty much done what they did in the county jail. For us, it was good because it wasn't that. But what I saw, there was rape going on. I learned this thing just this week. Go to and I'll put the link in here to Kev Mac. As a matter of fact, I already talked to you. Anybody who says we need a brother here, I have no problem with it. I told Kev Mack that seat is reserved for him whenever he wants to come on, homeboy. So Kev Mack,
Cool.
get at that guy. We're here waiting for you. You and your homie. Do I got some dominoes? I'm gonna show you guys how to play some dominoes. Other than that, Kev Mack had an interview with Little Doc from East Coast.
Doc Throne too, right?
Yeah, Doc Throne too. And he was saying, because Kev asked him, I guess the famous gang module back in their days, and the Crip module was like 4800 or something.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think even Monster Cody wrote it in his book.
Yeah. But what's the name's take on 4800 was nothing what you would think.
As far as what Monster Cody said?
Yeah, period, homeboy. He said, and don't quote me, but go see Kev Mack's shit. Now, like I said, I'll put it in the description. In that interview, he said that in 4800, there was a lot of rape going on. There was a lot of fucking fools going in there. He had a story about some young guy that was supposed to get some kind of calentada. That young guy sucked these two fools up. These fools pulled out a knife on him and fucking raped him. Right? There was a lot of fucking raping going on within their own shit. That's why, and I respect him for that. He's like, you know what? Nah, homie. He talked about another Crip module that he says that was a real Crip module. He's like, that one, he doesn't call it that gangster shit because in gangster shit, you ain't raping other fucking homies. You ain't raping youngsters. So these fools were getting raped. So when you hear fucking rape stories, no, they were happening. This isn't
No, but we're not talking.
you're talking essays, this and that. But I'm talking about in the 80s, in the county jail, and it's proven the guys was there. In the 80s, the county jails, motherfuckers were getting raped, homie. Plain and simple. And so when people say people were getting raped in jail, no, they were. Maybe not our people, but people were.
Yeah, because I was in the county.
It was happening.
No,
I was in the county.
Yeah, but you weren't in 4800, homie.
No,
you were in the
no.
crib, but he's saying there was rape going on. So when people say you might get raped, guess what? For there was youngsters going in there getting raped. Well, that's fucked up.
But I'm telling you, from my point of view, when I was a youngster and they told me,
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't sucking up all that crap. You know, all the little wolf tickets they would sell you or say this is going to happen. I didn't believe all that. You know, they learned that stuff in school that they were going to teach you to scare you. Like that Scare Straight program. Right. They ain't scaring nobody. I mean, they're trying to get me to, you know what I mean? To me, it's just like, hey, this jump.
Once you're at a point like up here, like, you don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to die before you do that. Like, you know, it's like,
no, yeah,
just take it, brush it off, you know?
But in that... Like
now,
I said,
instead of saying rape, they're going to say, oh, you're going to get PC'd up.
Yeah.
You're going to land up on the other side, you know.
That's a whole different realm that we don't fucking cross.
Nope. But you know, it's the county was buck wild, dog. It was just.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Especially in the 80s, dog. It was because Southsiders were short.
That's
so we walked in. It was.
Hey, that's another thing that I learned also. I'm telling you, on Kev Max, I learned a lot of fucking history. They said, and that's why I remember. And I was telling Rooster when I was a young guy. This is like '89. I remember the homies telling me, "You get busted, through check for the Crips.
Yeah.
The Bloods are cool as fuck." That's what they would tell me. Through check for the Crips, the Blood is cool as fuck. And then when I started hearing some of the, and I got to find out which interview he did, that the Bloods were not on the main line in the county or in the joint till like, I think in the county till like 90 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you probably weren't with them because you were, okay, when you were in the county.
Were you guys integrated or no?
Did you see Blood or did you
or
see
was it segregated? Because I was in the county when it was just segregated. It was nothing but homies. Next thing you know, 4 or 5 years later, I go back to the county. Next thing you know, everybody's segregated.
There was a couple Bloods in the county. There was a couple Bloods in the county when I was there.
But this is
in the same dorm with you? Or
90s.
Or in the same tier?
Or 90s.
Huh? Same tier, same dorm?
Dorm.
No, but I'm saying this is 90s, but like in the 80s, and they even say it.
I don't remember seeing any in the 80s.
Yeah, it was probably the 80s, dude. They said in the 80s.
But I remember the Crips would,
because
they were trying to punk us.
Yeah, because
they were trying to punk us. You know, like,
hey, you know what? They had the numbers.
Yeah, they had the numbers.
Dude, we were short. In the 80s, we were short, dude.
But when people say, like, well, these guys are being, because you have the numbers, everybody in every history, when you got the numbers, you start
You're the
pushing
bully.
up.
You're the bully.
You're the bully.